I have with me Dev Rayani, who is an influencer, and we're going to have a conversation with him now to understand what exactly is the family dynamics and the support system and what role it plays in making an influencer. Since we've been talking about what makes an influencer, the people around them and the encouragement that they give to them is the most important aspect. Now, Dev, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. How are you, and tell us what makes you an influencer. Dev, I think you're on mute. If you could just unmute yourself. Right, all right. We'll try and get that fixed. Until then, let me just take a quick question from Dev's mother. And we have Dev's manager and Dev's mother, who's also joined us on the broadcast today. Thank you for joining us, ma'am. Sarjita Rayani and Ayush Tiwari, who's the manager. Sarjita Rayani, ma'am, thank you for joining us. Tell us about the support that you've been, of course, giving Dev from the side of your family.
Could you repeat?
I think you're on mute. You just unmute yourself. Right, ma'am.
Yeah.
Do tell us about the support that you have been giving to Dev and his influencing career.
So when it comes to Dev, it has been a pretty long journey. He started his little film and YouTube channel and all when he was 30. So I would rather break it into 3 parts. When he started in that teenage years, it was little worrisome and scary for us. A, studies may get ruined. 2, we didn't know much about social media. So we didn't know what he's doing, okay? And as he grew and he ended up becoming 18 last year, I think from there it is a part 2 for us. We understand that he's been way more mature, responsible. He knows what to put, what not to put. The journey has been, as parents, quite a roller coaster, I would say, because it was very hard for us to make him realize also, and his age, you can't blame him, that where to draw a line between that and your education, and we were not even sure whether he knows what are the rules, regulations, what are the things that he should speak, he shouldn't speak, what comes under our family values. So, it would have been better, ideally, if he had started like others, which was much later. But well, that is there for us. And now we look back, we feel it was great. We also learned a lot. And we've learned to kind of, come to terms with how much to give in. The more I see him online, the more I'm understanding this Gen Z world, and I'm quite open to it, and I realize they're quite mature and they really know what they are doing. So now it has come to a very nice plateau,
okay,
I would say.
Let's quickly rope in Dev also, and then we'll come to Ayush, who is Dev's manager. Dev, so your mom says that she would much rather you started off like others at a much later stage, but you for one have 174,000 followers on Instagram. Dev, how does it feel?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little overwhelming. Every day it gets more overwhelming and more pressure, I would say. As my mom said, I started off very young. I didn't know what to do and what not to say, what to say. And I guess social media, being an influencer, is not a really good way to learn what to do, because, as you said, 174,000 people are just watching me and judging me at every point. And compared to someone who has only one friend showing him what his mistakes is, so many people are telling me what my mistakes is. But it's still a really good platform to have at this age, especially. I feel very grateful to have so many people watching me. And yeah, I agree with my mom. I should have started it later, because I also went through a lot, but I feel that it worked better also because I'm the person I am today because of that.
Okay, so we'll touch upon what you went through and how it was difficult, but let's also rope in Ayush, who has been waiting very patiently. Ayush, now both ma'am as well as Dev have spoken about how guidance is something that is required. Now you are Dev's manager. Have you often guided him, or now do you guide him, help him, choosing sponsorships or partnerships? How does that work?
Sure. I mean, working with Dave, right, working with any influencer guidance, like you mentioned, is very important because, like how Dave mentioned, there are so many people following them, and the kind of influence they have on their generation is off the roof, right? So, somewhere or the other, there's a threshold point which an influencer should never cross, right, while speaking about normal topics or even joking around, all of that, right? So that's where we kind of step in to, of course, firstly touch on topics like, what not to speak, what to speak. Second, at the end of the day, we are their business partners also. We are the elder brothers, like Dave's mom calls us, right? All of that, and sometimes off the ground, offline, we are their bouncers also. So 360-degree, all of that is involved, and of course, guidance is really required when you go out there and speak about stuff because a lot of factors come into play. A lot of people are watching you online.
Right. Ayush, also tell us, like you said, since you play sort of an elder brother role, could you also tell us how your equation with Dev's family is?
Yeah, so to touch on that topic, I think so. Just before this lockdown, we had a quite quarantined lunch with Dave's family where we were discussing about different topics, how to grow, and all of that. So the kind of relation we have with their family is amazing. His mom is very supportive of what Dave's doing. She trusts us blindly, I'll say, with the kind of work we are doing. Because if you look at things from her point of view, it's a very new space for them, right? They don't know that what's happening, what kind of money is flowing in, what kind of brands we are working with, all of that involved. So yeah, they have been quite supportive and been trusting us very well. So we are very grateful to them. And
Okay.
I think so Dave will agree to that, yes.
All right. Now, if we could also quickly take a question from Sarjeeta ma'am, who's also with us, who's Dave's mother. Ma'am, when Dave first came to you and told you that, I want to be an influencer, a digital content creator, and this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want this to be my job. Did you understand what he meant, ma'am, when he said influencer?
So Dave never came to us and told to us that I want to become this. We knew he loves this space, the internet space. But once I was so off social media. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Insta anywhere. In fact, I got to know about it in one party. Somebody said, "Oh, congratulations, your son is influencer." And I went to a powder room to Google what is influencer. So I'm coming from that space 4 months ago. But we always knew he liked something like this. So that was not a very big shock. Yes, we know he's very good, he's very talented. So a lot of things he's learning a lot from this space. And that's where we've come to terms with it. And the way he's handling it, very maturely. And more than that, I would rather give this to the team who's supporting him. I'm this much close to calling these guys beta. Frankly, sometimes nikal hi jayega. They are the bros. They really look out for him. Actually, it's very important as a parent. I would say if your child wants to become an influencer or be in this space, who is managing them? So I think the biggest hard work we needed to do is when we didn't even know this comes with some money. Okay, so we were very shocked. Why is money coming? Why are these people paying my son? He's just 18. And we were intimidated by it. We were not very happy that he's getting money at such a young age. So that's where these monkey people came in. And we realized after seeing so many different people, that these guys have their values intact. So for me, parents needs to know that their kid is in the right space because our generation don't understand this space. The millennials understand them better.
Of course.
That was one thing. And one very important thing I would like to share is when the money started flowing, we had a talk with Dave. Luckily, he's very understanding. And we said that whatever money comes, we are happy if we park it somewhere for your future. It's your money, but park it somewhere. But you will be raised as a normal teenager. You will still get your 5,000 a month rupees. And he was so graceful and he said, "Yeah, damn cool, I don't want any money." See, this is what has given us a very peaceful mind because that part we are scared that can go into a child's head. 18-year-old is not fit for it. So that's
Right,
what
ma'am.
I would
So,
like to
you said, I
share.
think that is the case with a lot of families with influencers, where I think their parents are not aware of what exactly an influencer is, but once they realize, it can get quite scary. Dave, tell us about this. So, the world of influencing, right? When you start out, it's very new and it's just creating content. But once money comes into the play, once your followers start to increase, it can get quite intimidating. So, do you think family support, apart from the support from your crew or managers, do you think family support plays a very big role in it?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I honestly, like, I would say money really never affected me. But when I started properly on Instagram and it started coming in large amounts, it was intimidating, because then I felt like I needed to reach a level or certain level to match people's expectations or the brand's expectations. And I feel like my parents played a huge role ever since I was a child. I got into content creation when I was 13, and since then I knew that paisa milta hai usse, but I never really worked. I feel like if you do anything with the mind of making money, you're not gonna enjoy it to the fullest. And I like to do things that I'm passionate about. And the moment something comes that restricts me, like money or moderation, and that's why I love social media, because it's a free space where you can express yourself. I feel like money is can be a devil, but it's also a really good thing. But yeah, the thing that my mom said about keeping aside for my future, I've always played safe with my life, and I don't get the idea also of spending money on really expensive things, because they're also materialistic and they don't make sense to me. And that also has a huge thing with my nana, because he's always kept me grounded, just to appreciate the real things in life, real people, real friends, real everything real, except these surface level things. So yeah, I feel like my family had a huge part to play in it.
That's a wonderful way to look at it, Dave. And could you also draw a comparison on, like your mother said, before they were not aware of what exactly you did, but now they have an idea of what you do, and now do you see them proudly saying that, yes, my son's an influencer? Do you see that change that has taken place, the shift?
Yeah. So my mom told me this in like 9th grade. She brought it up like recently also, that one day I wish people will say, oh, that's Dev Rayani's mother. And I feel like, I think she got noticed recently and she told me about it. And I don't like compliments, so I don't take it really well. But yeah, I feel like there's a huge shift, because first it was just like a thing that was distracting me from my studies. I feel for my parents, something that was like a hobby or something that's just for fun, putting out videos. And it's honestly embarrassing looking back at what I used to make. But I feel like I've grown as a person, like largely because, and that's what I'm seeing right now with people who are 13 and all on social media becoming influencers. They are learning so much about the world and learning so much about what's right and what's wrong, which we did not have access to when I was 13. So I was just a stupid kid putting out videos on YouTube. But yeah, I feel like even my parents, they show me that that they're really proud of me, and that really keeps me going.
Okay, all right. Dave, stay on with us. Of course, we're going to circle back to you and take more questions from you as well as your mother. But let's also rope in Ayush. Ayush, you yourself are really young, right? So then when it comes to making these decisions for Dave, or rather helping him make these decisions, is it ever a conundrum for you also as to what direction should Dave go in, or is it something that comes very naturally?
So on that, not really actually. It's not that difficult, because me and Dave and all of the team involved, we keep having conversations of what kind of brands or what kind of activations would Dave like to get involved in. So all of that is pretty clear before we start our day, before we reach out to brands or we are responding to briefs. It's all clear that Dave is going to do this, or he will just throw it away. So we are all very clear with all of those briefs and pointers.
How big is your team? Ayush, you and Dave have both pointed out that there's an entire team working behind this, and we should have asked you this sooner, but better late than never. How big is your team? How many people are involved in every single reel or every single post that Dave puts up?
Yes, so I mean, we have a good 4 to 5 people team dedicatedly involved with Dave or any other content creator that we work with, because what we think the kind of numbers these guys have, it's not just because they are putting out content and people are kind of loving it. They have built a brand for themselves,
Yeah.
and now to elevate it to next level, they require a good backing in terms of let's say a good business manager, a good salesman who's going and pitching brands their brand, right? And even public figure in that matter, a PR person, because a lot of branding depends upon that. So we have a team of good 3-4 people, 4-5 people involved with Dave at the back end who keeps helping with stuff.
Right. Ayush and Dev, could you tell us about how you go about dealing with everything that comes your way, every single opportunity that comes your way? For example, if you could take us through one particular opportunity, when it comes in, do you meet and discuss? And then how does your crew take that forward? How do you do shoots and that sort of thing? Take us through your process.
Right. I mean, like I mentioned, it's pretty clear with Dave. It's just a one phone call conversation. If we don't feel like it's apt for Dave, we just reject it on our end. But if we think that Dave might be up for it, he's, he'll find it favorable for him, we just give him a call, and it's just a straightforward call, a 5-minute call where we discuss all of the pointers, all of the brief.
Right, Ayush, is it different from, say, would you say it's different from managing another celebrity, managing an influencer? Do you think it's a different sort of approach that you need to apply to this?
To quite some levels, it's on the same lines, but it's a universal accepted fact that a digital celebrity, a digital influencer is more approachable compared to a film star or an actor, right? So a fan account, a follower can just tag @Dave Rayani and he'll be directly notified about it and he can respond to it. So sometimes the frenzy gets out of our hands. We have to step in and control all of that. So the situations are similar, but it's very on ground over here. Just the fact that they're very approachable. It becomes a bit difficult in this case because it's all out there. It's right in front of you.
Okay,
It's nothing hidden.
Dave, when you started out, we're assuming that when you became an influencer, so to say, you did not have this bigger team, right? You were probably taking a lot of these decisions by yourself. So is it now much easier to take these calls, and is there some kind of, do you guys disagree, you and your entire team, your families? Are there disagreements at times as to how you should go forward?
I feel like with my team, there's usually we both of us from both our ends are usually at one concept. Like as Ayush said, if they don't feel like a thing is fit for me, they don't even pitch it to me. But yeah, it's just one phone call, and we both, like every time actually, we are at the same. We don't, if we don't like it, if it's not fit for me, I just say no. Even if it's a huge brand, but I don't believe in it personally, we reject it because I feel, as Ayush said, it's a brand that we're building, and something that's not fit with my brand will just throw people off. Like I personally don't like seeing influencers promoting stuff that makes zero sense, like something that they as a person wouldn't use themselves, and I don't want to be that type of person. And I feel with my family too, they also realized, like in the starting it was a bit like everything that came, they're like do not, but then I started explaining that some things aren't worth it, and not everything, because I don't want my profile to be 5 brand videos at once, because people will just be, he's a sellout, and I personally, I don't, as I said, the money doesn't affect me, and I want to do things that I believe in too. So I feel all 3 teams, my family, me, and my entire managing team is at one place right now, and it's really nice to have. And it's much easier than it used to do.
So you're saying that the choices that you make are much more conscious now in a certain sense, right? So then Dave, you said that you don't want your profile to look like it has 5 ads or 5 sponsored posts. So then do you have a vision for what you want your profile to look like, and does that ever get in the way of you making money? Because like you said, you don't care about money as much, but it is a driving factor as far as any profession is concerned, for that matter.
I feel like I have always done whatever I wanted to. Usually people are dedicated to comedy or fashion, and I just get interested by everything and I want to try out everything. That's always been myself, and I've always wanted to get into every avenue. So I feel like my profile, and I don't like to think long term, because then I get stressed and then anxiety comes, because being an influencer is a very shaky business, because there's always going to be someone new. There's always going to be another wave of influencers, and I don't want to do this full time. This is not my goal in life, because I want to have a stable life, not worry every night that I go to sleep how many followers I have, etc. So I feel like it used to come in the way of my creativity, but now my team and I, we choose things that give me the flexibility to do what I want with the brand videos especially, and things that go with my profile.
Right. Sarjita ma'am, my question is to you. Do you think the larger family, your distant relatives, do you think they sort of are, first of all, aware that Dev is an influencer, and above that, do you think that they are also proud that somebody in the family is a digital content creator and making their way up that ladder?
They were smiling, so this seems to be an interesting answer.
Frankly speaking, there are of course 3 tiers we would talk about. One is the grandparents level, where anytime we post something, look, Dev did this, first thing is, pad raha hai na? So that is something I have to deal with all the nanas and nannies and dadis. For them, what is he doing? Then there's a second layer, which is my generation, my sisters, my siblings. They are like, is it okay if he's opening his life on daily basis like this? Because they're also just like me and they're understanding this whole space. Now they are much better, and then comes the third layer, Dev's cousins and all. They all are so proud. Suddenly I come home and there are cakes and there are balloons and there are all these things. So it's always this thing for me and my husband to explain in different, especially grandparents, okay? Because for them, अरे ये पढ़ना छोड़ देगा, ये फिल्म में घुस जाएगा क्या? Like things like that. They're just not understanding the space.
So
but
Dev,
overall, I would say social structure, like friends, extended friends and family, most of them who understand, they're really proud of it. And we also see Dev also uses his platform to promote small businesses and things. As long as he's doing this, he's enjoying and he's giving back something, we are happy. Okay, so that's how the whole family has now understood the whole thing, an extended family.
Okay, all right. Ma'am, very interesting that you pointed out that everybody keeps asking, Dev, are you going to study further? Are you going to stop studying now? Dev, you also said that this is not something that you want to do full time. You said that you want a stable career. Is influencing not as stable? Is that something that you're trying to say? Help us understand what you meant by this.
As I said, being an influencer, it's a very rare chance that you can have a proper stable career out of it. And I'm actually studying computer science right now in college, and I have a life other than being an influencer. And I feel like I'm having that as a plan B, because I've always been like, I want to try everything in life. So maybe I only live in the day that I'm living, and I don't like to think in the future. So maybe later when I want to try something else, I'll still have a stable computer science job or a degree with me. And I feel like, that's just where I am at right now.
Okay, all right. We have to wrap up because we're running short on time. But before we slip into a very short break, I'm quickly going to ask Ayush. Ayush, Dev says that he does not want to be an influencer forever. How does that make you feel?
We are with him on this. We're with him on this.
Okay.
We are just here to make influencer life easy, whatever he wants to do.
Okay, all right.
After that.
Perfect. All right. So Dev, Ayush, as well as Sarjita ma'am, thank you so much for being with us on the broadcast.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.